Okay, thank you for tuning in. These are my thoughts on the fight this weekend between Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto for the interim WBC welterweight title. Just a quick mention that this fight is in California. If there is a home fighter here, it's Robert Guerrero. If I'm being honest, I've really struggled to come to a conclusion with this fight, how I think it plays out and who I think wins. I just think that the variables make it extremely difficult and close to call. I'm going to take a quick look first at Andre Berto. You may know I've never really been a big fan of Andre Berto. I think that he relies more on physical attributes than boxing skills, but it does take all different styles to make boxing what it is, so you have to look at each fight on its merits and never write a guy off. First question is, because of the drug scandal that Andre Berto has recently been embroiled in, he's been out of the ring for a while. How rusty is he going to be in this fight? Personally, I don't think he will be that rusty. I think he'll be okay, but it may be a question you want to ask yourself looking at this fight. Now there's questions over Andre Berto's chin, and I'm not here to tell you that he's got a good chin, because he has been down in the past and I believe he's been hurt. But the big weakness for me, the main weakness for me in Andre Berto's game, is the fact that he's constantly throwing himself off balance. This means that the slightest punch in countering from his opponent can actually put Berto down with a flash knockdown. Now, although this doesn't mean that he's hurt, it may not even hurt him. It's just to put him down because he's off balance. It still counts against him. Something to really think about in this fight, okay, against Guerrero. Could play a part and could be a factor. Leading on to my next point then, he's very wild, quite a lot of the time. This is a positive in some ways because he's very aggressive and it's worked for him in the past. And he's difficult to fight against in a war of attrition. But also we know that being wild is not really technically good as a boxer, and you can get picked off by more skilled fighters. He's a good clincher. This is really one of my final points. He's a good clincher when he's hurt, and also if he wants to tire the opponent out late on in the fight. He's just really good at clinching. He knows what to do there. And all in all, he is an explosive fighter, isn't he? He's very come forward, very explosive, wants to get at you, wants to knock your head off, that type of fighter. Now, let's talk about his opponent, Robert Guerrero. The thing with Robert Guerrero is, a lot of the talk online and the general consensus on Robert Guerrero, the way some guys speak about him, is that he's a pound for pound top 10 contender, etc, etc. I actually feel if you look at Robert Guerrero's actual record, it kind of shocked me, because I was sort of caught up in all of that. And I was actually looking at the list of the names he's faced and fought, and I was actually expecting more. I was expecting quite a long list of really top names, but he doesn't really have a long list of top names. You know, he's fought over the last 3 or 4 fights some good names, and has obviously performed well against them. But in terms of the hype that sort of surrounded him as of late, I still think he has a lot to prove. He's also moving up, and this is a big point here. He's moved up to welterweight from lightweight, and the first fight he had at welterweight was his last fight against Selçuk Aydin from Turkey. Now Aydin is also not as explosive as Berto, but he's a come forward puncher. He's known to have power. And I was really unimpressed with Guerrero in that fight. I felt he was really sluggish. And if that's anything to go by, he's really going to struggle in this fight, in my opinion. Because Robert Guerrero has always relied on his sharpness. Yes, his speed, but more his sharpness and his brain, his quick brain. Because good boxers can be good at boxing and look sharp without being particularly quick. They just do things, they're always there first, and that's what I'm trying to get at. He's made a career, or as of late, he's beat these guys by being first. Okay, he's attacked first, got his punches in there, good, decent jab, good combinations. Leading on to the jab now. Yes, his jab is going to be key. People think this is going to be key because he's against a guy who likes to come forward. He's going to have to try and keep Berto off of him. There's a big issue in this fight surrounding Guerrero's jab, in my opinion. I think it's a big issue, and if I'm going to outline a main issue, this is it. It works both ways. Robert Guerrero, his jab doesn't necessarily keep people off. His jab actually, at times, invites his opponent to jump in on him. If you don't believe me, take a look at tapes of his fights, particularly against Vicente Escobedo, and also sometimes in the fight against Michael Katsidis. He'll probably throw the jab out, and for some reason his opponent feels he has the chance to dive in, to slip the jab and come in himself. Number one, this works against him because Berto will thrive on this. Berto loves to do this. Berto wants to get inside. And unless Guerrero has a top jab game on the night, I think Berto's going to be able to get in on him. Here's the good thing for Guerrero. Those guys who are coming inside and getting caught with the left hand, and then he follow it up with a quick right. So he's jabbing, the guy's coming inside, and you think, okay, the guy's coming inside to get him. But Guerrero, because of his how sharp he is, like I said, relying on his sharpness, mixed with a bit of speed, is able, as the guy comes in to throw his flurry, he's got the left hand waiting, and rather than just countering with the left, he'll have the left and the right. He actually put, I think, Escobedo down twice with that type of thing. He was jabbing, Escobedo slipped the jab easy, got inside, and found himself getting peppered with counter shots. Something Guerrero was good at. Actually, a guy who was countering on the front foot. So Berto needs to watch out for that, because Berto, as we know, comes in swinging wildly and is open. So now you see, guys, my dilemma. What will happen in this fight? Is Berto going to get in on Guerrero and flatten him? Or get on top of him and TKO him, hurt Guerrero? Is Berto going to get inside the jab and then Guerrero's going to hurt Berto and put him down because Berto's off balance and Guerrero's going to counterpunch him and it's going to be too sharp for Berto? How will this go? Berto's been out the ring for a while. Does that mean he's going to be the one who gets caught? Guerrero's moved up and looked terrible in his last fight, looked sluggish, didn't look as sharp, didn't look as quick, didn't look like he had that ability to do exactly what I'm telling you he can do against Aydin. There were times Aydin was getting inside and Guerrero wasn't countering, he was just trying to slip out. It's just going to be, we don't know until the fight night. I'm afraid I just cannot tell you which one it's going to be. And I'm actually going to go for this to go the distance. And I'm going to go for an Andre Berto decision victory. I think that being so close to call, I think both of these guys know how to go 12 rounds. I think Berto's going to be a bit more active, or more explosive, and be able to, perhaps as the fight goes on, progresses towards the later rounds, second half of the fight, I think Berto may cause Guerrero some discomfort as he starts to get inside and starts to apply a lot of pressure on Guerrero, particularly if Guerrero is very sluggish. Now, both of these guys could be hurt in this fight and both guys can go down. Like I said, I can't really say, I'm afraid. I just think the outside factors in this fight, the fact that both guys, I'm not sure where they're at mentally, where they're at physically, for different reasons, but I'm not sure where they're both at. I really can't pin it down. But I just feel that Andre Berto will have enough to take maybe a close decision. I think he'll do this by managing to pull this fight close and try and smother Guerrero with a mix of clinching and then trying to get quick explosive punches off on Guerrero and just causing Guerrero general discomfort. So thanks for watching, guys. Not really my most confident prediction of the weekend, but I'm sticking by it. I think Andre Berto will take a decision in this one. I'm not hiding, I'm just saying that I think this is extremely difficult to call, and I hope that I've outlined the reasons why. So please, guys, let me know what you think. Obviously Berto is a seasoned welterweight. He's going to be very strong in there. He's been doing it at this weight for longer than Guerrero has. Guerrero's is a one fight relative rookie at this weight, and I'm not convinced that he still has the sharpness, judging by his last fight. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. This is Boxped, and I'm out.